I definitely feel something loose in the transmission. What is up, you guys? So I wanted to do a video on something, but things took a turn. We bought a new car. Morgan and I bought a new car, and well, it's already broken. So let me show you guys the car quick. So we ended up buying a 2018 Subaru WRX. So yes, we now have the white 2010, and now we have this blue 2018. We bought it because we got a good deal on it. So yes, it has a lot of miles, but since we got a good deal, I decided we'll pull the trigger on it because I know how to work on these things, so I don't really care if it has higher miles. Interior is super dirty because I have yet to be able to clean it yet because there's a problem with it already. But let me show you the interior. Super gross and dirty in here, so we're gonna have to like really clean this out. But it has 184,818 miles. So, like I said, a lot of miles. But body-wise, it's in really good shape, and it runs well. But yeah, we have an issue already. The issue is I went to Harbor Freight after work yesterday, and when I went to work, it was fine. I put in a clutch in this thing because when I had first gotten it, there was no clutch at all. It wouldn't even move. That's how bad the clutch was. And I'll put a picture of it so that you guys can see how bad the clutch was. So I replaced the clutch, and then just yesterday, I put new tires on it because the tires were bald. And yesterday was like the first day I brought it home after doing the tires. So after work, went to Harbor Freight to grab some stuff for the Forester because we are going to be doing the Forester hopefully today, if not tomorrow, taking the engine out. I went to go back into the car to start it, and it wouldn't start. It sounded like the starter was spinning. The little arm in the starter was spinning, but it wasn't actually engaging onto the flywheel. So I was stuck. Now, since I was stuck, it is a manual, so I was able to push the car back far enough and then get a good running start. I was able to like kickstart, pop the clutch, and it started, ran. When it ran, it was making a rattle type noise, and it drove fine. It was shifting fine. It was driving fine. The engine light was on, which it wasn't before, but it was driving and running perfectly fine. And I knew if I shut it off, it probably wouldn't start because that starter was fried. But I got home and I parked it and I let it just run. And when I was letting it run, I went outside to try to listen to anything, and I heard like a repetitive like ting 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 noise, kind of like something metal was hitting. It was a rotational noise. Like when I revved the engine, it would follow the engine, a revolution. So I don't know if maybe I messed something up when I was putting the clutch in, which is odd because I did it with my friend Jameson, and he was there with me. He saw me torque every bolt. Every bolt was on properly. It was all done how it should have been done. I've done the white WRX clutch. I did the Miata clutch. I've done clutches at work all the time. And I don't know how or why I would have messed something up. But it does sound like it's by the transmission that is making that sound. So I shut it off, tried to turn it back on, and of course, it didn't want to run. So let me see. Maybe I just had a bad day yesterday. Maybe it'll start right now. So let me try to start it. So we're here, obviously. Now I have the key in, and now let's try to start it. Nothing. But when I do turn the key to try to start it, I hear a buzzing. I don't know if you guys, I doubt you'll be able to hear it, but let me see. Buzzing kind of tells me that the starter is spinning, but not engaging. So what I'm gonna do right now, I have tools already in the car, luckily, because I'm planning on doing the Forester this weekend. But now I have to do this and the Forester. So with my tools, I'm gonna take the intercooler off and I'm gonna try to take that starter out and see what's going on. I'm hoping that I didn't, with that noise, I'm hoping I didn't like miss a bolt and didn't torque it down and that the bolt fell out or something. Maybe the arm to the starter fell out or something and now it's hitting it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to try and take this starter out and then we're going to potentially go get a new one today if I can find one at a parts store or something. Okay, so we have the hood up. So all that's going to be is we're going to take this intercooler off, which is just this bolt here, and then we can loosen these two, and then it'll be this guy here, which is at 8, and this guy here, and then we should be able to pop this intercooler right off. And then the starter is right down here underneath it, which they're two 14mm bolts. Well, one's a bolt, one's a nut. And then I'll take it out and then I can take the starter out. So let me do that and we'll see what happens. All right, intercooler is off. So now this is the starter. It is a 14mm here and a 14 down there. So it's gonna be interesting getting the one down there. But once we have that out, then we can pull it out, disconnect it, and see what's going on. Something I noticed, and it's because I was dumb. I didn't disconnect the battery, which I should. You should always disconnect it. But this right here, let me try to get the camera ready. So right here on the starter, there's this black rotor part on the back. And because I didn't disconnect the battery, I don't know if you saw that spark, but it's sparking. So that's telling me something is definitely wrong with this starter, which is good. Not super expensive, unless I go through Subaru, then it's like $300, $400. If I go to a parts store, it's probably about $180 with a core fee, and then you get your money back. So I'm going to take the rest of the starter out. I already got the top bolt out. I have to get the nut at the bottom, and then we'll take it out and see what's going on. But make sure to disconnect your battery. Holy shit. We got the starter out, and it's interesting. So I had told you guys previously that the arm wasn't extending out to catch the flywheel. And I mean, the starter's definitely messed up. Let me show you guys. So here's the starter. This is not how a starter's supposed to look. But the teeth look fine, so that tells me something internally is wrong with either the clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, something like that. This is what I didn't expect. I definitely feel something loose in the transmission. I don't think I can get you guys down there, but just listen to this. I'm gonna put my mic there so that you guys. So yeah, it needs a starter, but it needs something else too. Now, what is it? I don't know. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. It might be the flywheel, which would be unfortunate. But if it's not, I don't think it's the pressure plate. It's not the clutch. Maybe it's the tone ring. But maybe that's why I'm getting the engine light. It's not getting a crank position sensor. Maybe it's not getting a good reading, so that's why the engine light's on. I can't scan it. It won't let me scan it with my top-down scanner. I'll try to scan it again, but it wasn't letting me last night. But just hearing that, taking the starter out and seeing all that, we have an issue, a big issue. And I don't think it's because of what I did. I just think I did reuse the flywheel. Maybe I shouldn't have. It looked fine. I resurfaced the mating surface where the clutch goes. It seemed fine, but maybe there were cracks in it or something and I didn't notice. But what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to take this back to work somehow, whether it's getting it towed or me towing it myself, I don't know. But getting it back to work, taking the transmission back out and seeing what internally is broken now. So that's great. I was going to try and get a starter for it today. I have come to realize it's not worth it at this point. Although we need a starter, even if I put it in, I'm not going to risk breaking that starter or, breaking something internally with the transmission. Because again, when I did get it running, I heard that noise, like that rattly noise, but it was driving, shifting, everything. It was doing all that fine. So maybe I lucked out, but I'm definitely not going to risk damaging anything else internally. So for now, I'm just going to put all the parts that I took out, put it in the back of the car, and we're going to have to take it to work and see what's going on. So it's a short video, not how I wanted to introduce this car because I was super excited on it. It's the newest car I've ever owned, 2018. But, things happen. And of course, it's my luck. The white WRX, 3 days after I bought it, engine blew up. This blue WRX, 1 day after bringing it home, something internally with the transmission, whether that's the flywheel, pressure plate, clutch, tone ring, whatever, it's broken. So I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on. So whenever I find out, you guys will find out. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.